Vrees betray her fellow agents like that? A rhetorical question. I already know. Just making conversation.
Replied, with no hesitation, beige. To experienced lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate far more radiation than they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared and not visible to us without proper instrumentation, which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder?
Quite the feat of engineering.
Oh there. Approach the gate and identify yourself if you're looking for well, of all the improbable sights I'd never imagined to actually see, folks simply wandering around the Badlands of Prater would be near the top of that list. I've not the mind to solve the equation that demonstrates how unlikely it is you've survived enemy combatants, hostile critters, and endless lightning in near equal measure.
In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference. No such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Odescard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Odescard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids.
The grounding station was built to help manage and offset the lightning that illuminates the sky and scorches the ground without pause or penance. They also used the station for a number. But suffice it to say, we far exceeded those limitations. Nevertheless, the Exemplar is in need of help to complete his research, and our small squad lacks the manpower to provide it. But you might be the universal variable we've been waiting for.
That result was beige.
He is in the lab atop the hydraulicalized lift. Ironically, the lift was struck by lightning while the station was being reset and is stuck in its raised position. There is a trail that leads to the top. Just mind the jump onto the platform, and don't touch anything glowing, sparking, or obviously shedding lightning on your way there. And given the situation we find ourselves in, I'll be leaving the gate charged unless you're ready to pass through it. Just approach, and I'll power it down for you.
So go forth, neophytes, and as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also the color of the...
Should you ever need to exit this...
Greetings, unaffiliated individual. Could you be a freelancer? A gun for hire? The remove. Very well. There's a cave directly southeast of our position, positively infested with raptidons. If you exterminate the lot of them, I'll upgrade your basic entry permissions to allow for purchase of our surplus of supplies. Oh, this is so exciting. I can feel the rate of my blood flow increasing.
From the Order of the Ascendant. In times of peril, remind yourself, contentment is found by accepting your role in the grand plan. Understanding your place, knowing your course, removes all worry and doubt. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
Nobody around.
I'm alive. Who needs to die? Look sharp. It's a fight. You're just not a good look, Commander. Look sharp. It's a fight.
Freshly converted from empty.
A lot. They took me in. Help me out. knew you had my back.
Taking a McLaurin series with a convergent
Recharge the mayhem!
Our infallible presiding bishop has approached an error dispersion exceeding 5 sigma, a level of calculation superior to all bishops before him. Cite her theses with confidence. If that denotes his curiosity, then by all means, here again and again, with abandon, I, Vicar Mark Sisai, will be happy to enlighten all who will listen.
Stay tuned for what follows.
Trigger still tight!
Visit your local victory.
This might sting a lot.
Over here! 3 holes ahead! Hey, got a distraction for you. Come to, but I'm not ready.
Let's fucking try!
Not exactly a fighting city!
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
On this electrifying episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we travel well outside our zone of academical comfort to an objectively and verifiably shocking moonscape where things go chomp and zap in the perpetual night. Experience a surge in stimulation as as we visit Praetor, an inhospitable planetoid, only made marginally habitable by our grounding station and electrical dispersion rods.
You've returned. Are the Raptidons vanquished? Have you completed the job?
Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is mortiferous to the...
Oh, incredible. Then, as the prime requisitionist currently at this station, I confer to you upgraded permissions that allow for surplus supply purchases.
With low-level N-rays, resulting in a shocking level of atmospheric electricity. I will now pause for a moment to let you appreciate my intentional pun. Available for review in this episode's transcripts footnotes in case it needs your attention. Moving on. Only heavily adapted predatory fauna eke out a brutal existence here, relying on their mesmerizing patterns of bioluminescence. We Homo sapiens should ostensibly stand no chance. If not for order astuteness in the field of foam...
Do you require additional supplies for further jobs and adventure? We shall be...
Praetor's persistent... In lay people's parlance, a network of lightning rods tie into the central grounding station via a combined 307.47 miles of subterranean high-tension wiring, thus providing a conduit for excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed, typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at mitigating 82% of the danger posed by hypercharged atmospherics. Our electrical dispersion system is ingeniously adaptable. Reversing the system's polarity will send surplus protons from the grounding station backward to any rod in the network. A convenient method to terminate any hostile life forms poking around where they are unwanted. One quick jolt, and they're off to the hereafter. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts behind the Praetor grounding station. Objectively, a notable location of scientific inquiry.
Addendum: peer review of this episode post-recording revealed the subterranean grounding network is in fact 307.51 miles of wire instead of 307.47 miles as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact-checking. The responsible researchers have been formally censured. From this frequency, lest you miss what comes next.
And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked albums and become allergic to water this year.
About to enter territory controlled by Anti's choice. Act accordingly, or you'll end up as close. If you have been no loitering at the gate.
Would I find a value for love, or divide my heart by zero?
No loitering at the gate.
Take whatever business you're running elsewhere.
What have we here? You're definitely not a member of my battalion. You best be here on business. My time is valuable.
Would my punch card face rejection?
Why would I be? Are your lamps broken? Praetor is a dirt ball racked by lightning storms. I understand the strategic value of Praetor, but this assignment is beneath me.
Love does not compute.
Huh. That sounds like something a lifer on a factory line says. In orbit, sitting in HQ, being involved in overall strategic planning of the system-wide campaign. My superior assigning me here. What else?
Thus exerts attraction.
If I could have solved it that easily, it would have been solved by now. If you think it's so trivial, deal with it yourself. Make it quick. We were working on getting around it by tunneling through a mountain. Unfortunately, work is ground to a halt, extending my deployment on this void-forsaken dirtball. Agreed. But they have no defenses on that side. Why would you defend the side of an unclimbable mountain range? We could catch them off guard and put an early end to this campaign. Our equipment detected some kind of anomaly, mostly vibrations. Until we know what it is, I ordered to stop. Causing a cave-in gains us nothing. Of course not, No, I'm not gonna dig into this right now.
Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute.
Don't cause trouble. We'll need the extra paperwork.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band.
Go consume like a goodness.
Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. We hope this transmission finds you analytically industrious, esteemed colleagues on Cloister. But might we take a moment to draw your attention to Spirton? More than a bastion of scientism, Spirton sits at the Archive's doorstep. Whoever holds it is within spitting probability of controlling the entire analytical planetoid. Just a fact worth noting for the venturesome among you in these...
Not a lot of unfamiliar visages this side of Praetor. Our surplus is available for purchase if you're in need of something.
That apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
More than happy to oblige.
Continuing as predetermined. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
When we first met, your eyes pierced mine like an ionic bond. I felt it in
my intention.
No. Huh. Perhaps I misrecognized you. We'll have to spend more time together before I'm sure about it.
I agree. Let's say we find some apostates to flay and wear their skin while dancing before them, watching the last flicker of consciousness fade from their lidless eyes.
Oh, shit. Just realized I'm overdue to perform maintenance on my rotator cuff, actually. No flay date for me today. Sorry. Rain check, though.
Buenas tardes, Carlos. ¿Qué tal estás? Bienvenido. Muchas gracias, te agradece el apoyo.
That song was odd because it is the number 3 song this week. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Trigger break is still tight!
Swine. I will restore my life or avenge my death.
The idea is to kill them before you. Sorry, ain't ready yet. Not walking this off. Stand me back. Knew you had my back. One thing that you have to know.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
A measure of mystery unveils the key to logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality. One thing that you must profess. Irrationality is a part of our progress. How can that be? How can that be? Using pi, a number without end, evokes a result, correct in a dividend. Accept it, and you plainly see a positive externality, a positive externality. In this infinity, can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term, accept it. In the calculation, can it be? Can result used in explanations. How can that be? How can that be?
You there, interested in work? Or was the allure of helping to advance science and being paid for it too much to resist? I'll get right to it then. I need someone to bring me a Gorvid egg. Stars, I'm glad to have found someone who knows not to waste time jawing when scientific advancement is at stake. Some people just don't know the importance of biological research. I sent my assistant off to the north with a tracking device, hoping he'd lay hands on a Gorvid egg. I desperately need that egg for my research. Could you bring me one? Oh, and bring back my assistant, too, if you find him with all his pieces still stuck together. He ain't much good for assisting in research if he's all torn up. Sound reasonable?
Construct so powerful, it requires a planetary mass ice ball to both house its analytical engine and cool it to 274.24 Kelvin. Bundle yourself in cold weather outerwear as we visit Elysium's Ice Moon Cloister, home of the Archive.
Ask away. A little free information is a small price to pay. Some bits? A rather unique weapon from my time in the projectile weapon division of the biological weapons team, and most importantly, a mention in my next paper. Do they have chickens where you're from? Gorvids are similar, but much bigger and much nastier. Something else then?
Logic assemblies, data manifolds, quantifiers, re-quantifiers, re-dequantifiers. The Archive's core assembly lies within the Ice Moon's inner mantle, where 2.7 billion... The Archive's core assembly lies within the Ice Moon's inner mantle, where 2.7 billion thermionic valve switches perform the nitty-gritty of Boolean data calculation. Such processes...
Locked and loaded. Get the system.
This guy's the mayhem!
Hey! Got a distraction for you!
It would take deliberate human intervention to operate the Archive without the thermal transfer system. But who would act so irrational? Input commands are delivered by complex punch cards that process information stored on data bricks. Only an operator wielding the Calcaduceus may set the Archive to its tasks. To outsiders, it appears we are waving a mathematical magic wand, but we know better. It's scientism. Alas, the facility has slipped from our computational control, a loss not only for scientism, but all of humanity. It is imperative that we recover the Archive and resume its great purpose, solving the universal equation so we will inevitably achieve ascendancy.
Addendum. Since we recorded this episode, the thermal transfer system size increased from 4,367.8 meters to 4,367.91 kilometers. We are racked with regret for this error.
Additional erudite entertainment is forthwith. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Ain't the guard!
Guys,
Things take time, Commander.
but I'm not ready. Just take time, Commander. Sorry, ain't ready yet. Give the order, and I'll take care of them, Commander. Listen, they're out of range.
Eso hago, eso hago. Eso mismo hago.
If there's anything worse than my former fellow protectorate subjects, it's such as... Nothing of much worth to tell there. I'd rather hear your story. Just because I don't need a convenient excuse to kill anyone I want like you seem to. Cultural norms are for the repressed and unenlightened. Joining the Glorious Dawn freed me of such nonsense. They gave me a completely new life. Wiped away all traces of fear and repression and replaced them with unbridled freedom. My world used to be
Sí,
devoid
está muy
of
bueno,
color.
Carlos.
Everything was gray. Now everything is vibrant, like the arterial spray of a freshly opened vein. And I'm still not interested.
voice of reason.
It might sting.
Therefore,
a lot.
The order of the sun, not by our predictory today.
Take the heat off the commander. You let him hit the broadside of a freighter. I'm the one you need to worry about.
When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, no hesitation, beige.
I'm alive.
Good experience, human astronomer. His answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the output. Their faces conform to a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. To understand all this, you must understand the basics of thermal dilatation emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate far more radiation than they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature.
Have you made any progress yet? I can barely contain my excitement. Incredible! And to think I sent all those assistants to die for nothing. I should have just sent a heavily armed stranger first. Here's your reward. You've certainly earned it. Now, back to my lab. I'm going to get so many papers published. Every biological researcher will know my name. There's going to be statues of me.
Invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder?
Thanks again. Oh, which of my assorted critters would you like to know about?
For themselves, but if I must, it's because
we've got quite a pile of them here. Once all the queens got zapped, their biology is quite unique,
resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference. No such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Luther Odiscard, the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Odiscard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view.
You'd make a great lower
then had each object within the grid. He ignored empty regions, as black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into the central tabulator for computation. The subsequent analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical Bohr model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while saturation is a mere 9%, and the value is a full 100%.
No more bottles on factory floors! Time for unlocked bathroom doors!
That's right, folks! Welcome, fellow disgruntled worker. Can't say I recognize you. You come from a different plant to support our cause. We're causing trouble. We just found out that we're basically slave labor. And now we're learning to stand up for ourselves. Dunbar, one of our level 3 packers, explained it to us. He's got a new coiffured friend who's helped us understand the workers' plight of, our politeness or something. No, we need someone who's been given some authority by Auntie to come make... That's right, folks! Keep it... If you're here to pick it, we'd love to have you join... Don't be... That's right, folks! Keep the chanting going! I can see the overseer up in her office, and we're definitely making her miserable!
We don't want to make demands! Being in bottles and cans!
If you're not a go-getter, then go away.
Others get the exact same...
Workers are too rowdy. Door stays shut for now.
Ever bear in mind, we are molecular...
If you're here to pick it, we'd love to have you join our movement. Otherwise,
of chemical reactions. Lives predestined along paths clear only...
With no rest and no downtime, we shouldn't pay for a treat at a time!
Abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Whatever it is you're after, go looking for it somewhere else.
¿Cómo podríamos entrar ahí? Está sellado.
See, I'm on the clock here. Hold that thought.
Yes? The whole reason we set up here is to avoid customers. See that repackaging facility down there? We're supposed to be working it, slaving away for a few meager bits that we then gotta use to pay for our own necessities. They work us like cysty pigs, charge us for the stems we need to yoke those hours, and don't let us relieve ourselves but in empty fizzy tea bottles we keep beneath our stations. So, we're making trouble until that changes. Until we get some respect. Until the privy is left... Can't imagine what. Ain't like you could fix all of Auntie's Choice's hierarchy by your own self. I don't think you could even change this one dump... Now, if you'll excuse... Yes? The whole reason... Well, now...
Working hard or hardly working? That's rhetorical.
Can't help you. Sorry.
Your allotted time to impress me has already expired.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. Warmest courtesies, fellow Sentents. Please collaborate.
Peddle your wares elsewhere.
Protectorate colleagues. To consider them simply as adversaries is intellectually lazy. We are a subjugated population, incurious, cognitively atrophied. What horror! The Protectorate overseers have much to answer for. Lest you forget why we parted professional ways, they pacify their subjects. Correction, they stupefy them with depressive pharmaceutics.
Que me maten mejor, me detectaron. Que...
Mind your own business, Chris.
Put it in a memo.
Hola, buenas
Talk is
noches.
cheap, but my time is not. Keep walking.
Aquí no sé qué hay que hacer.
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex.
No more bottles
Bien.
on factory floors! Time for unlocked bathroom doors!
And now presenting the Department of Research.
If you won't let us sleep for 8, you can't
Aquí no
charge
sé qué
us for
hacer, cómo entrar
stimulants!
¿Cómo entramos ahí?
Their shortcomings. It is a straightforward thesis.
Others get the exact same pay! Only work 12-hour days!
And fracturing among the population.
Yo no tengo idea de cómo.
Evidence, Exhibit A, their product refinement center and chemical plant on
Por aquí ya no es. La única puerta que veo es sellada.
essential materials, lubricants, additives, skincare products to feed their war effort and appease the superficial wants of their citizenry. Every new consumable must represent a 110% improvement over the previous one.
Al parecer hay que infiltrarme, pero no sé cómo. No tengo idea.
And yet both facilities produce more problems than products. Is a cesspool of industrial waste, byproducts of anti-competition production process. The product refinement center is plagued by disgruntlement. The splinter group has threatened a
El único lugar es acá.
unfair treatment. Even
We don't want to make demands! No peeing in bottles and cans!
El único lugar que miro para infiltrarme es acá. Pero no se abre. Está sellado. No sé por dónde abrirla. Se llama acá. Voy a preguntar en Google.
And appendices for this analysis will be provided upon request.
So ends this missive.
Further beneficial content soon follows. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
It's not enough to say you think so without defending your position. We won't accept a hunch or feeling, an idea based on intuition.
Él entró por ahí.
I said my O and bring that ask away. A little something else.
Estoy viendo video.
Logically guaranteeing the conclusion, using inference and logic to cover all the bases, and with reason and deduction, so it's always true in all possible cases. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Prove it, yes you must prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, just deduce it. Show us how it works, what's a basic proof? Let's show how it works. Here's a basic proof. The sum of two even numbers, this you can believe in. The sum of two even numbers.
Me dice que por acá. Pero ¿cómo consigo la llave? Sellado. Porque la otra misión fue acá. Y ahí no estaba la llave. Ahí no estaba.
I assume you've got something important to discuss, or a report to give. I don't have... Why would I be?
Enter elsewhere. Don't even think about disrupting the marketplace.
Consume in peace, and we won't have a problem.
Aquí es una secundaria de cazar unos huevos. Pero... con ella hice la secundaria.
Thanks. Oh, which of my assorted critters would you like to know about?
Ya lo hice.
Efficiency, creativity, and focus. A statistically significant number of scientists agree vinculum flavor drops are qualitatively advantageous. Help your food taste better today. Of the ascendant.
No sé cómo entrar donde ella.
And resetting witticism to confer to colleagues at break time, the universal equation should maturate more rapidly and solve its own problems. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Ay, qué mierda. Mierda.
My records show you have an outstanding fine for past offenses. Everything's...
Okay. ¿Y cómo me mira si no está aquí adentro? No entiendo. ¿Cómo me va a ver si no está conmigo? No entiendo cómo ir a abrir la otra puerta. No sé cómo abrir ahí. Ahí no hay ninguna cámara. Espera, me voy a buscar una guía porque no entiendo. No, por acá no es. Espera. Aquí estoy viendo un video de 4 minutos, pero no muestra cómo lo abre, solo la abre.
Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Questions, questions, questions. Today we have 3 questions for our youth-adjacent layperson liaison, Vicar Magsaysay, in this installment of Ask a Vicar. First up in our trilogy of queries, I am currently working as a statistical analyzer, but I feel I've missed my calling as an analytical statistician. How might I switch careers?
I received a method known as merged spline interpolation. One solution would be to engage in both professions. Just be careful to avoid Runge's phenomenon of convergent oscillation. But of course, you already know how to circumvent such a simple polynomial degeneracy. Good luck. Lost speed.
Second query, should I have another offspring? I already have 2 of them.
Your answer requires more elaborate mathematics than I can perform in the moment, but here's a general calculation based on the desired procreation rate of 2.3 offspring per couple. Calculate the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your left, and add to it the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your right. If this total sum is less than 23, you should have another child. If the sum is greater than 23, you should not have another child. If the sum is exactly 23, you should move to a new neighborhood and repeat the experiment. Next query.
Final question for the vicar. Do these pantaloons make my posterior look overly substantial?
No, those pantaloons do not appear as a term in the antecedent of that statement. Instead, other terms are leading to the validity of that assertion. Thank you for listening.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Function f to the n equaling our starting zen. Function fn minus 1
Permítanme.
minus 2 in all cases that we know, starting where n. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci. Gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares to perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 20.
No, no he encontrado nada.
It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to proceeding nonetheless gives us math. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber of RC. The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so on and so forth. Sequence largely summing to proceeding.
How are the informant lines treating you? Hear anything good?
I just don't get why we have find the recurrence relation. Get us to sequence summation. We have to buy our own weapons from our own archive. From Liber of our
Get caught unawares, all you like.
You need coveralls, we got cover.
Bugles. Your always relatable Vicar Monk Sai is here to subvert expectations with an installment of Ask a Vicar.
Pero aquí no sé cómo reclutar a Tristán.
The presiding bishop. That's right. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar is in the studio to answer a listener query, which I will now pose. Why are we here? Presiding Bishop, take it away.
Quite the broad question. Do we have sufficient time? It all began 13.7 billion years ago when...
Beg your pardon, Presiding Bishop, but I believe this question is a little more specific. Why are we here in Arcadia?
Ah, yes. Our presence in Arcadia is due to the friendship between the matriarch and our founding presiding bishop. Of course, he was not bishop at the time. This was more than a century ago. He had grown disillusioned with the order of scientific inquiry, which he felt had lost sight of the original vision, perfection through prediction. The matriarch appealed to his desire to return to that original vision, asking him to join her in her great enterprise. Together, they would establish a perfect society devoted to humanity's ascension. In exchange, she would finance a computronic machine. So much for that.
If it inflicts grievous bodily harm on her,
such things could never be built on Earth with its paltry resources. So
I'm beginning to reach the tail end of my patience.
Stranger, seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
You cannot dissuade an arbiter from their sovereign-given duty, no matter how much of an irritant you may attempt to be. I came to meet with the information broker for, protectorate business, protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker. And you've been anything but. See, you may have thought you said have an audience, but what you actually said was let him assassinate.
Do I look like a sentinel to you? No, don't answer that. My point is that if I wanted to kill everyone here, we would not be having this obnoxious conversation.
No matter what this fella says, he's not going to convince me to trust him. He's a walking security risk.
You suggest a partnership? An arbiter working closely with a third party is unheard of. But I suppose if I've no choice...
Interesting thought. Occurs to me there might just be something that needs looking into. Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker. But we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk. That's between them and Sub Rosa. You in or you out? Great! Take the lap cained with you. I've had enough of his excitability.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao. When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both...
If you lost it, I'm selling.
No tengo idea. Veamos a ver qué pide.
Just listening to next
So you did come. Good. I'm not partial to working with those given to second thoughts. It seems we arrive on a desolate scene. I don't know what transpired, but whatever it was killed the refugees to a person. As an arbiter, I bear a strong stomach. But if you've any reservations about witnessing destruction visited upon the innocent, you'd best steel yourself. I hope your words are true, for carnage is a more than apt descriptor today. I've some theories on the refugees' killers, but I remain unsatisfied. Although I am not required to do so as an arbiter, I would care to acquire proof. We operate under the Sovereign's indefatigable will. Thus, we do not need proof. But my training was somewhat unique in that it emphasized the value of thorough investigation. Let us comb the remnants of this charnel house. cannot help but feel a pang for these. Let's hear it. I doubt it factored in their inadequacy in the face of a superior force. Assuming there was a superior force. The distinct lack of automechanical corpses around us supports your point. It seems the defenders did not defend. Did you have anything else? Very well. Shame about all this blood. I just polished these boots. That's an incisor, all right. Salutations. Has your search uncovered anything of remark? You're certain you've combed the place to your liking? Very well.
Students, even your favorite Vicar Mogsai needs an occasional sabbatical from providing around-the-clock enlightenment. But don't fret. I've enlisted a qualified substitute, Presiding Bishop Ruth Bazaar. Here she is to field today's query. Why did the Order of the Ascendant split from the Order of Scientific Inquiry? Presiding Bishop, if you please.
I can answer that quite succinctly. Because the OSI had become corrupted. Oh, it started with good intentions. Just a small work group studying the predictive framework of the universe. They published some noteworthy papers, a few good dissertations. Then the charismatic mathematician began making his breakthroughs in theoretical mathematics, elevating OSI's predictive pursuit of perfection to a theology, scientism. That attracted outside interests. OSI once struggled to keep the lights on, but suddenly it had corporate suitors seeking to capitalize on scientism, to control the future. Ascension for all humanity was no longer OSI's primary mission.
Salutations. Has your search uncovered anything of remark? As an apprentice, I was taught to see investigations through to their completion. Evidence begets evidence and can lead one to uncover further criminal. Any further interest is purely academic. You've been busy. What did you find? Seems this base has seen its share of destruction. I maintain that it feels deliberate, judging by the still standing. Was there anything remarkable about it?
Become allergic to water this year.
Good observation. Suffice it to say, the Protectorate would not take kindly to such a theft. Did you have anything else? That auto-mechanicals would fall in the camp's defense is logical. Did you notice anything interesting about it? Obviously. The question remains as to who it was fighting. You're certain you've combed? Then let us debrief and see if we can deduce what transpired here. Have you any theories as to what killed these people? No. Sub Rosa could have cleaned this entire business up without anyone knowing were that the case. Although I'm no ballistics expert, the death wounds on the corpses appear to match those inflicted by an auto. Have any theories about the automechs that did this? My thoughts exactly. How do you believe they were compromised? I may have a strong theory, but I do not have a definitive answer. Indulge me. How do you think? It's too convenient. I submit that the refugees predominantly use the local shortwave tower to control their automechs. The saboteur commandeered it, and the only remaining puzzle piece is why. Why go through all this trouble to eliminate a handful of isolated refugees? Agreed. I do believe that relay is of Protectorate make, and the refugees most
¿Cómo así
certainly
que se
didn't
puede
build it
venir?
themselves. They were likely Protectorate as well. I hypothesized that they used it to listen in on Protectorate communications, then sold what they learned to Sub Rosa. After the Vox Relay's recent destruction, High Command would have ordered a security sweep of all communication systems. This outpost's relay would have returned a signal. Upon learning of this camp's existence, they'd have dispatched a sentinel to cross off any would-be traitors. Hence the destruction we bear witness to. Theorized. I knew this was an ex-Protectorate encampment, but wasn't sure it was a Sentinel's doing until this moment. They operate in clandestine ways. Now with that finished, we... Hold. Something... Seize the machine's return, bent on eliminating any fragments. To arms!
Fine. I'll have the risk.
Detected.
It was a hardy engagement. You held your own admirably. These automechs will never be used to perpetrate such heinous acts again. I believe we're at the end of our investigation. The prospect of sharing our findings with the broker isn't terribly appealing, but we've little choice. I will locate my wretched Sub Rosa transport and return to Free Market Station. Pleasure fighting beside you. Be sure you return to Free Market Station to debrief with me. Despite our work here,
desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty.
Enjoyed our casts. Now try our expulsions. From the Order of the Ascendant. Humorous hot beverage mug text recently observed, scienticians seek safety in numbers and enlightenment. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Sí, se vio bastante bien.
Latest contraband came in. Looked like quite the haul.
Greetings again. Libations or information? What's your poison?
the encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired.
One thing that you have to know.
I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an Arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small-ish... There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind? Just trust me and go give it a look.
One thing that you must realize: irrationality is a part of our progress. How can that be? How can that be? Using art, another without evokes a result.
Anyone had asked me, I'd have put the odds of a live Arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out, and my apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate Arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am, you must know why I'm here. My mentor died under vague circumstances, and I desire any information pertaining to the specifics of her death.
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics, I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
I shall in time, when fewer prying ears abound. And I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present company. Speak to me outside, if you would.
Is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium...
Yeah, how about this? I recruited a protectorate
So you
subject
decided to
direct.
help
Black
the
Market's
Black.
got your back.
Welcome to Zeranium Antium. Brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden. Since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. It is not without its dangers, and, lower risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is toxiferous to organic material. But in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle Zeranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our Zeranium manufacturing. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing from the harvesting of liquid
Mi
Zeranium.
pregunta es por dónde se sale ahora.
Now, Zeranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry comparatively safely and at a greater input to output ratio than any other known form of fuel. Now do carry on. And as always, anticipate and calculate.
Run along now. I've spent more than enough time entertaining wayward sprats.
As predetermined. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
The role of the Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly independent entities. But I fully realize that Had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together?
In the face of a source of large complexity.
I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow? Ah, I should have considered this eventuality. I will listen to your words, and I shall... But if my sense of duty outpaces my willingness
Ahí
to comply
responde
with an
según tu
order,
forma de
or
jugar,
if you
ya depende
attack
de
my
ti.
brethren unprovoked, our relationship will come to an... Excellent. I hope our...
Won't argue he seems capable, but let's be mindful where his true allegiance lies. All right.
Let us be off.
You can take the formula's derivative, or use square roots of numbers that are negative. Complexity is partially imaginary. No need for fear, the concept isn't very scary. Complexity is partially imaginary. You can handle it if you stay very wary, calculating the center of gravity of a shape possessing concavity, or a shape with manifold convexity. You can manage any such complexity. Complexity is partially imaginary. No need for fear, the concept isn't very scary. Complexity is partially imaginary. You can handle it if you stay very wary. Complexity is
Just heard back.
Repudiating our forecasts and relevant information. Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near-present and future calculations. Valued students of the Order of the Ascendant, recent fascinating but alarming astronomical events require your immediate and undivided cognitive attention. The main rift anomaly has undergone a sudden destabilization event, spiking in mass and activity, surging 17.2% into a web-like construct spanning 0.17 astronomical units. The geometrical math underlying this energetic intensification reshapes our understanding of exponential dynamics.
Lo que yo no entiendo es cómo abrir esa parte de esa fábrica. No le entiendo. Voy a probar si con Tristán me dejan hacer algo.
Localized rifts have transitioned into an existential...
Creo que como 4 o 5, no sé. No le he puesto mucha atención a eso.
...by the rift's runaway expansion while on an important research excursion. He barely escaped being reduced to his constituent nucleons. Our seers predict with a 37.6% certainty that the localized rifts across Arcadia will also intensify. If you observe something...
That's right, folks! If you're here to picket, we'd love to have you join our movement. That's right, folks! Keep the chanting going!
If you won't let us sleep for eggs!
Workers are too rowdy. Door stays shut for now.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday
No entiendo cómo abrir esa puerta.
Additional data and
No lo entiendo, la verdad.
determined to facilitate cognition. Warning, the following song mentions some
No lo
actions
entiendo.
that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
No lo entiendo, literal. Porque aquí el tipo en el video entra de un solo. No sé, no tengo idea. Aquí entra de un solo,
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer.
Estoy buscando. Aquí él entra normal. Open. La abre toda. No entiendo. Aquí la abre él toda de un solo.
If you're here to picket, we'd love to have you join our movement. Otherwise...
With no rest and no downtime! We shouldn't pay for a drink at a time!
Knock off the funny business.
Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days!
Aquí no hay otro lado para entrar. Se lo muestra, pero yo no entiendo cómo.
Batten down your quarterly budget for an asset report. You know what deserves some visibility? Praetor, a gloomy moon that's become quite the shining star in our portfolio. Thanks in no small part to the
Vamos a esta, a ver si la activamos. Pero esa se activa donde Auntie.
The chemostricians in product development wasted no time repurposing the facility's production lines away from the Protectorate's fruitless gumption-suppressing pharmaceutics. Not much of a market for mood depressants after all. Solvents, food additives,
¿Dónde es la nave?
adrenaline stimulants, scented exfoliants. Those are the surefire molecular chain moneymakers. The Praetor plant operates around the clock at peak efficiency.
Este es el campamento.
Yet employee safety
Este es el campamento.
is given the utmost of brief consideration.
Aquí son las misiones.
10 top medical technicians recommend working in proximity to caustic chemicals. Slurry fumes really open
Stay in line or I'll not...
fingerprints anyway. It is been 6 days since the last fatal workplace incident, but rest assured it was not the fault of the plant foreman.
¿Dónde estaba la nave? Que me confundí.
As acknowledged on page 98, subsection K of the ironclad wrongful death waiver that every new hire signs, if there's a workplace death, the deceased did something wrongful. The Praetor plant's trifling risks are worth its substantial rewards, expanding our reach in the lucrative chemicals market, because when Auntie's choice diversifies, we conquer. Now, on to other things. This is one of my favorites, though admittedly I'm far from discerning.
Esta es una secundaria. Se busca evaluar los agentes desechables. Después de que terminaron las negociaciones de paz, nos invitaron a la nave, pero solo nos dieron el rumor de la misión, no la hemos activado.
Commander, a moment of your time, if you would. Commander, I'm glad I managed to intercept you before we left. There's something of utmost importance I wish to discuss. Relax, Commander. You are not under my authority to judge. Though if you were, that phrase alone would have certainly... I received a message from a close friend of mine, Virgil. He was my co-protege under his message claimed he had information relevant to the Supreme Arbiter's death. He wishes to meet with me at the Vox Relay on Paradise Island.
Okay, la misión siguiente de él.
Before, but believe it may be necessary
Sí, se ve mejor con la máscara.
Our greatest suspect in the death of the Supreme Arbiter is the Protectorate's consul.
Okay.
Very good. I hope we shall see him at your earliest convenience.
El pendiente de una pista. Reúnete con Virgin en la repartidora Box. ¿Dónde es la repartidora Box? Ah, en Edén, en el primer planeta. O sea que podemos volver a los otros planetas y se nos van a estar activando otras misiones según nuestras decisiones.
Let us make our way to Paradise Island at once.
Okay. Es para acá. Antes de ir ahí quiero hablar con el sombrerudo. Aquí nos da la misión las primeras que si tirábamos los misiles hubiéramos destruido esa ciudad. No sé qué hubiera pasado en el juego si destruimos esta ciudad. Por eso es que el juego es muy rejugable.
Ah, you. Babylon Carr is no longer here. She has been summoned to the undisputed claim for her inevitable promotion. While I languish in Fairfield amidst these yokels. You mean, aside from the Protectorate remnants idling about executing each other, an eventuality which I could have prevented had you aided me? Little. Next to nothing. How would someone as inconsequential as myself know? Don't think I forget who it was who consigned me to this fate. Had I any power, I would use it against you. But since I do not, why don't you go Leave me.
Se enojó.
Be. Leave me. Be.
Ay, nos dijo que no fuéramos porque no le ayudamos a él, sino que a la otra señora.
She's just the best choice. It's Auntie's choice.
Amplified across the rings of
Los muertos que he dejado.
official frequency of Auntie's choice.
At Auntie's choice, we think there is no freedom without freedom of choice. And you need all 10 flavors of Spectrum vodka in order to be free.
Every autonomous consumer needs both Borscht, and I can't believe it's not Borscht.
Can you truly say you are liberated without frozen, dried, smoked, and canned salt tuna fillets?
Be free, everyone!
Permítame, solo voy por un vaso con agua.
Be free with Auntie's choice.
Now, upward and onward. I don't know about you, but I could use something a little more upbeat right about now. Like this.
Num rum, taste more and feel less. Num rum, no worries, no stress. Num rum, relax with success. Num rum, num rum, taste more and feel less. Num rum, no worries, no stress. Num rum, relax with success. Num rum. When it's time for a cocktail, num rum will help you set sail. Problems fade into the sunset. Num rum will help you forget. Work got you fed up and frenetic. You need a neck up anesthetic. Num rum, taste more and feel less. Num rum, no worries, no stress. Num rum, relax with success. Num rum. Each sip like a workplace promotion, reassigned to a tropical mood when physicians no more bed. Straw where it's safe to be barefoot in the sand, while holding a bottle of num rum tied in your hand. A life trend.
O sea, me levanté, serví el vaso con agua y no lo traje. Ok. Ya fui por él. Literal, me levanté por el vaso con agua y lo olvidé. Estoy cometiendo allanamiento.
Stop right there, Arbiter Rao. Though I am here on official business, I would prefer to keep this cordial. The Consul seeks answers related to your recent activities. I approach you openly in the hopes that you will comply with his request and come with me.
No es broma, me levanté, lo serví y me vine otra vez a sentar. Y ahorita que iba a agarrar un poquito, no lo traje.
I have more pressing business with a colleague, but I do not answer to sentinels or the consul.
Ok, sobre el cónsul Tristan.
Questions of intent. Now, what shall it be, Arbiter Rao? I sent the message that drew you here. Virgil shall not arrive to aid your decision-making.
Virgil's not coming, you say? Curious. And here I was thinking I was already present.
¿Verdad que sí, Espectro? No te había dado cuenta para nada. Para nada. No, pero yo sigo chateando con mi amigo. Con mi querido amigo Misterio.
I'm afraid you must come with me as well, Arbiter Montag.
A sentinel demanding anything of me.
Ya, entre diguitas que Espectro me deja en el olvido. Allá en una esquinita. Sola, tirada. Sin que nadie se acuerde de mí. Pero así es esto. Esperen, ¿puede alguien explicar qué demonios está pasando? Eso significa que el centinela es nuestro compañero. Nos está mintiendo el cabrón.
I'm sure he only told you such a thing to lower your guard. All the easier to slide a blade between your ribs. This fool impersonated my credentials, triggering a system alert that
Pues hasta ahorita sale que parece Espectro. Hasta ahora mismo me estáis viendo.
It was a necessary deception, and one not undertaken lightly. Its aim was to draw your colleague here without bloodshed, or I know he would not have arrived at my request.
Creo que justificaría estas acciones sin importar cuáles fueran. Sí. El tipo es malo.
Yet you at least had the sense not to assail us outright. Surrender, and perhaps you may yet live.
You may not believe me, but I have much admiration for the work you and Arbiter Montag have done for the Protectorate. I've no wish to fight. Enough loyal subjects have died in this war. Come willingly and peaceably, I beseech you.
It's possible this is a ploy, and the consul is on to Virgil and I. But if that is so,
Y correcto, es en contra del centinela. Quiere poner en mal a Tristán.
when Perrault could have ambushed me from behind.
Are you mad? Because he seeks to lower your guard, then strike. Surely you don't intend to converse with him about it?
I trust sentinels no more than you, but I am using this situation to gather information, which I would expect you would also do if you weren't so focused on haranguing me.
Ok, tranquilo Tristán, dijiste que Virgil era como un hermano. En la primera lo incitamos a que se calme y en la segunda lo estamos motivando a que lo maten. Probemos que se calme.
I appreciate the support. Though we are not related by blood, I suppose we are just as wont to bicker with one another as true brothers.
Conversation is not likely to distract me from my purpose. I am here to kill no one, but unless there has been some kind of mistake, you must still submit to me. Both Arbiter Rao and Arbiter Montag were explicitly requested to return to Praetor by the Consul, alongside all other Arbiters some months ago. Refusal without reason is treasonous.
And I'm sure that if we went, we would have been returned whole, neither interrogated nor mentally refreshed. As if your master's nefarious agenda would allow that.
I've no inkling of what you speak.
Bien, gracias, Espectro. Muy amable por preguntar y por interesarte. Muy bien, muy amable, gracias. Estamos para de hablar y hablar y tenemos la opción de susurrar a Tristán. Si quieres que esto termine pacíficamente, sígueme la corriente. Pero me da miedo. Mi personaje es un poquito pendejo como yo.
For the same reason that a sprat would not answer a canid's invitation to dinner.
Not quite how I would put it.
Sí, se ve mejor con la máscara, parece robot.
I viewed answering
Como un
his
caballero
summons as
Jedi.
contradictory with my present duties, and chose to ignore them.
If you had nothing to hide, you would have answered his summons. Now, I'm here
También,
to
como el
make
juego es
certain you
realista,
avoid them no longer.
puede que sea mala idea. Pero ahí está. Se me están acabando las opciones. Le estoy diciendo a Espectro que estoy muy bien, caballero Espectro. Muy bien, gracias por haber entrado al directo. Se le agradece con todo el corazón, Espectro Gothic. ¿Atacar? No, susurremos a ver qué pasa.
Very well, but be warned. I'm not exactly trained.
Una buena excusa, y yo no estoy especializada en el habla. Ya me jodí. Ya me jodí. Requiere persuasión. Ahí está. Ah, el juego va muy bien, Spectro, va muy bien el juego. Haciendo cada misión tras misión y completando todos los requisitos del juego para terminarlo y llegar a su fin. Muy amable en preguntar. Ay, nueva inquisidora, vamos a engañar. Se designa al nacer. Un engaño, se dieron cuenta. Hay que combatir. Hay que combatir. Violencia, tíos.
I accuse you of impersonating a senior arbiter and threatening to unlawfully incarcerate another.
Pelear,
I
titos.
find you guilty on all counts. Prepare for absolution.
I had dearly hoped your refusal to meet the consul was not rooted in traitorism. But it seems I was wrong. If you expect I should roll over and die, you'll be sorely mistaken.
No hay de otra, papito. Eso es porque mi personaje no está calificado para la persuasión o el engaño. Subimos a 21. Si se fijan, persuasión la tengo en 0. Como mi personaje es un pistolero, armas de fuego y observación.
More information on why he was sent here.
Veamos. Todo lo tenían planeado.
Resolving this situation directly was the proper move.
Ah, okay.
I shudder to imagine what that
Hicimos
sentinel
lo
may have
correcto.
wrought unchecked. Did you find anything upon his body?
We did. It seems he was looking into the Supreme Arbiter's death. He sought to follow a lead on one Oculus collating post after confronting us here.
What? That can't be. Why would the consul look into his own crime? He must be seeking a patsy.
Nos está usando para una
Convoluted
trampa.
attempt to lure us into a trap.
The consul expected us to kill his agent, loot the body, and thus prepared a trap for us elsewhere? Convoluted is certainly the operative word. We must investigate.
Correcto.
Let us do just that. I regret we've not had more time to talk, Virgil.
Worry not. I'm certain we'll have plenty of time to converse when you've... I have several leads of my own to pursue, as a matter of fact.
Ok. Investiga el puesto de recopilación Oculus.
Those... I had no choice but to judge them as traitors to the Protectorate. Why would they simply open fire? Why wouldn't they attempt it? Then they should have reported me to their superiors rather than attempting to... I shall continue to answer slights of this nature.
Ok, ¿dónde vamos ahora? ¿Será que de nuevo a la nave? Sí, a la nave. En el otro planeta hay que ir. Este es el último de los compañeros a reclutar. Ya tenemos a los 4. Hay que ir al puesto de recopilación Oculus. Este puesto nuevo no estaba. Se desbloqueó con esta misión. No estaba este escenario.
We believe so much in this delicious, cost-cutting measure, we're rushing it to market. Following a modicum of testing, slurrylose will soon be found in all of our food products.
Auntie's choice. We put the art in artificial.
What nature made
Pero que otros cascos buenos tenemos.
created on purpose.
El menú es bastante complicado. Más 15% de balas.
This is for anyone out there who just lost out on a big promotion. Keep your chin up. Next time.
Aplica daño de puntos débiles. Ese sombrero va muy bien con el traje que se basa en puntos débiles. Mira este. Parece el personaje de Bioshock. Esta es nueva, veneciana. Usamos el sombrero que va con nosotros. Ahí está, ¿ven? Hay que tomar por culo, tío. Sí, un sombrero así. Ah, moderador espectro sigue acá, qué bueno, me alegra. Sabe que se le aprecia mucho. Un sombrero, sí. Es que ese sombrero va con las habilidades del descubrirse el puesto de recopilación.
These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown.
Sí, pero también apoya el misterio, por favor, yo lo estoy viendo. Apóyelo, por favor. A veces pasan esas cosas, por eso te dije que el sistema de honor y el crimen a veces funciona raro. Ok. Ay, me puta, ¿qué hay que hacer acá? Ay. Ay, pero ¿quién me está disparando, joder? Pero si no me paren ninguno. En combate, ¿contra quién estoy peleando? En combate. ¿Cómo en combate? No, ese era otro combate. ¿Contra qué estoy peleando entonces? Ah, ok, son dos. Ok. Uy, cómo se mira como Electro. Ahí está. Anulemos la seguridad. Buenas noches, @Gary-077, bienvenido. ¿Cómo estás? Aquí había una escotilla también, miren, pero está trancada. El placer es más de nosotros por contar con tu presencia, bienvenido. @Gary-077. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal tu día? Ya para fin de semana.
Perhaps some stray systemic error activated the entryway defenses. We'd best first report to security officer. Lift this lockdown. From there we can set about reactivating the station's primary power, which will allow us to explore unhindered.
Pues amárrela y dale todo por el culo para que aprenda a respetar. A veces las mujeres somos bien pendejas. Enséñala a respetar, tío. Pero que es lo que me está enseñando aquí. ¿Qué hay acá? ¿Qué me está enseñando? Miren el personaje. No entiendo.
Is that a footprint? Dust? This station shouldn't have received visitors in years. Be on guard. Someone else may be here.
Claro, yo valoro mucho a mi Hercingot, él me respeta, yo lo respeto. Que tú tengas mala fama o suerte con las mujeres porque algo has hecho mal. Un pizarrón de revoltijo. Observación, ok. Qué bueno, que tengas un buen fin de semana, gracias por pasar. Ajá. Los mecanoides no saben jugar al pitch ball. Ok.
My passcode shall not work on this terminal. Unlocking it may...
Ocupo derivados y hackeo 7.
Good effort lifting the lockdown.
¿A dónde quiero ahora? Pero quiero revisar acá que puede haber. Aquí hay otra. Esta sí se abre. Así se ve el juego en primera persona, ¿ves? Con el arma así. Y apuntando así. Así es en primera persona. Sí, correcto. Hoy mira el anuncio. Te contestaron. Te lo contestaron. Te lo contestaron. Te lo contestaron bien. Muy bien, te lo contestaron. Ok. Gala de oficial, cartucho, formulario. Se retrasa el GTA el otro año. No, pues es que ahora lo voy a jugar así en tercera. Hubieras dicho hace 3 días, puta, quiero ganarme la lotería. Capaz de te hubiera cumplido, pero como preferís el GTA.
Corroded transistors, dust in the actuator. Did a sprat gnaw on this? Sovereign. A mess. There. I think I have it. Let us hope my override does not trigger any security alerts. Good. This should avail us of a much simpler search. Let us return to the central
A mí me gusta así.
and see if anything seems out of place.
Es que literalmente la temática de primera persona es por el propio juego. Esa tercera es un plus, el 1 no lo tenía. Ay, hijo de puta. Sí, los dos están bien. Oh, sí.
Be wary for anything that may be a clue as to the hidden room's location.
Porque eso no se abre, ¿no?
I cannot say I have had to search for a hidden switch in a protectorate holding before. Keep watch.
Ok, pero ¿qué hay que hacer acá?
Could be rather small and well hidden.
Está sellado, que hay una puerta.
Ah, I think I've spotted it. Look there at the valve beside the sickly yellow pipe.
There behind the room's main pillar.
Ok. Por aquí no hemos entrado, ¿no? ¿O sí? No me acuerdo. Ahí está la puerta.
There.
certain. Passcode.
Ahí está el looter.
No. Let's try amulet. No. Wingtip. No. Sovereign's gavel. I should remember this. Damn it.
Permítame un momento. Creo que no debería ser aquí, pero sí, bueno, que lo juega a mediodía en mi país.
Ambergris can't be it. That's too short for a facility like... Wait. Oh, no.
Of the strategies of feigning innocence I have seen, this is certainly the most pathetic. I accuse you of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign. For these crimes... Wait. I know you. Luther Okada? What in blazes are you doing here? And why do you wear a Sub Rosa uniform?
Because I work for Sub Rosa? More than that, I don't think I can say, Cadet Rao. Mostly because I'm not
Vieras, Gary, si todavía sigues ahí. Ahorita estoy farmeando a morir en el Octopath 1. No paso el segundo capítulo de Ladrón del Jefe. Me pega una horrible. No lo paso. Estoy viendo que el 1 es más difícil que el 2. Al 2 le bajaron dificultad.
Okada is, or was, a petty troublemaker.
Ah, ya te fuiste, ok, perfecto. Lástima que Gary se fue porque le iba a regalar una PS Plus de un año, pero si hubiera estado acá. Pero como ya se fue, pues en otra ocasión será. En otra.
But mental refreshment is supposed to return wayward subjects to the proper path, not cause whatever this is. Despite his faults, the Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trespasses in a secure facility. Duty dictates that I must execute him.
¿Estás viendo? Ah, bueno, otro mío. Ah, pero como te habías ido, ya perdiste la oportunidad. Tal vez en otro ratito deberíamos interrogarle a ver si sabe algo. En un futuro vuelvo a hacer la dinámica y tal vez tú eres el ganador. Gracias por participar. Excedaste la catafixia adecuada.
I was sent here to do a specific job, but some of the details are hazy. Gives me conniptions.
No tengo ni persuasión ni liderazgo.
I don't have a choice. Do you think I like having
Claro, Espectro, yo sé, no me tienes que explicar nada. Tú puedes ver con gusto.
He'd vandalized a janitorial automech in an attempt to make it spew profanity.
I got 18 months of hard labor for that. Served me right.
Ok, observación 7. Tengo buena observación, voy a evitar matarlo.
As much as I prefer not to admit it, you may be right. Whoever hired him must not have known about his addled mind.
I didn't used to be like this. I can still sneak with the best of them. Not being able to remember doesn't make me any worse as an...
Any of my fellow arbiters would have killed you before this conversation began. But I can't decide whether to disdain or pity you. I don't know that I can. He is a trespasser. His serving mind matters not. My duty dictates it. Killing Okada may not affect the one who hired him, but his trespass is an indelible fact. He should not be here.
No, pero no lo quiero matar.
It is no mere technicality. It is law. How can I be trusted to make... Were the situation different, perhaps I could look the other way. But Okada has clearly defected, and is thus
Dije
not
lo que
afforded
debía,
such a
déjalo
luxury.
vivir.
It is fortunate you have gained
Ahí
my
está, lo
trust,
hicimos bien dejándolo
or I
vivir.
would not bend to one who had not. Be gone. You've been...
Lo salvamos.
Didn't think this would happen. Thank you, and you. Without you,
Nos dieron
I
más
would have been
confianza.
reduced to my composite parts.
Y nos dieron un
Here,
kit para mejorar a Tristán.
I suppose you'll have more use for them than I, in my present state.
¿Qué me dio?
Allowing a Sub Rosa agent to leave with his life in the heart of a protector. The hint pertaining to the passcode on that terminal.
Ay, vamos, en la nave vamos a ver qué mejora es.
It is contained in a phrase the Supreme Arbiter... Our work at the refugee camp did not slake your investigative hunger? I doubt you'll be able to surmise it exactly, but come even close and
No,
I
Espectro es
shall
amigo
impress.
sí, a
For
distancia.
myself, the Supreme Arbiter and
Él es de
Virgil
España, tío, yo soy
especially.
de Honduras.
If judgment
¿Cómo
is
me
the
va a
Arbiter's
conocer?
gavel, what is the Arbiter's scalpel?
Observación 4.
You've got the spirit exactly.
Lo ayudamos
If not
bien.
the word, it's an arbiter's gavel is judgment, and an arbiter.
Ajá. Sí, él me conoce bien. Escribir análisis. Ah, ¿de verdad? Qué bueno.
From that terminal, to what end? And that feckless agent. I don't understand his aim or who he would be working for. Only the consul. But the Protectorate does not ally itself with Sub Rosa.
Sí, el del culo es cabello rojo. El cónsul podría haber negociado un trato.
What could Sub Rosa want with one of our abandoned stations? How could they have known there was anything of note here? Seems this is... Well, at least we found what we needed on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I only hope whatever awaits us at Central Control... As for Okada, my decision to allow him to go free was at odds with all I have been taught. He was a traitor and should have died. Yet, I cannot help but feel... strangely justified. My role does not allow for mercy. I am supposed to uphold the Protectorate's laws. How can I claim thus if I allowed it? To me, there cannot be. That is...
Tiene bien sólidos sus principios, Tristán.
Altogether, I think visiting this station was fruitful for my ultimate task. Hopefully we'll grow ever close and circumstances aside.
Ahí está. Hicimos bien. Tiene una buena impresión de nosotros. Ahora hay que volver a la nave para sacar las conclusiones. Sí, correcto, no nos dejó llevar. Es que el tipo como es del consulado, tiene bien arraigado todo lo que tiene que ser. Es como un político, pues tiene sus... Ahí está.
Our next stop is Prater, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there, once you're sufficiently prepared. Excellent. I look forward to it.
Quitarse el velo. Esa es la continuación. No, no, Gary solo tiene 4 años. 4 años.
Instead of 307.47 miles, as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact-checking.
Quitarse el velo.
Formally censured.
A control central. Ok, pero si vamos aquí abajo primero, le ponemos las mejoras. Tenemos de Valerie. Ahí está. pasó? Ya la hicimos, ¿no? Hay que seguir con la misión de él para que nos den esta mejora. ¿Qué era pretor? Aquí. Aquí es donde la inquisidora. Hay que hablar con Inés.
Taking out DeVries? There's one thing I can't shake, though. That rift wouldn't happen to be the universe trying to tell us something, would it? Were that the case, then our little stunt at Horizon Point would have solved. By the way, what DeVries said about Auntie and the Rift Tech, don't take it to heart, huh? Auntie ain't an idiot. Much as she loves business, reckon she loves self-preservation even more. I'd agree with you, but I reckon we don't have the time to seek out. Still, think we ought to pay the undisputed claim a visit, see if we can court Auntie's aid. Your boss was clear. We'll need all the help we can get to close these rifts. Whether we gain that help from Auntie or not, I won't lose sight of that. Our galaxy's survival is a far... Anyway, appreciate you hearing me out.
A general reminder for the especially studious. Monitor your...
Let us make our way to central control forthwith.
Uy, qué fuerte es. Ojalá Dios te abra caminos para que puedas sanarla de nuevo. Primero Dios. Ok, entonces vamos acá. Hagamos esta misión. Si es muy larga, lo dejamos por aquí. Quiero descansar un rato, de merda la vista. Ay, hueputa. ¿En serio? Pensé que me iban a recibir mal, tío. ¿A puta? No, es que no pensé que me iba a pasar esto. Pensé que podía hablar con ellos y ver qué hacía. Ya me los mató. sea, ¿qué pasa, tío? Dios.
Can't from down here.
Qué poquito le bajo. Ya me mataron. Sí. No se puede hablar con ellos, entonces hay que pelear.
Out of academic journals.
Juraba que se podía. Probemos. O es que entré de un solo. Morida, correcto.
Find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
¿Se hablo con él? Ahí
Fast
está.
turnaround. Central controls. Wait. I've heard a great deal regarding your exploits within the Protectorate. And it is all that prevents me from summoning the Guard. Have strict orders to arrest you on sight.
I've no desire to slay you, but if you seek to prevent me from pursuing my duties, I will have no other choice.
Arbiter Rao did not report to the Consul's summons. Consequently, he is wanted for questioning. It is only our difference in rank that stays my hand from attempting arrest.
Commander, let us speak privately.
Okay, no puedo.
I did not care for that exchange at all. The idea that the Consul would stymie me individually. Regardless, we do have alternate means of ingress. I seem to recall a number of There's also the prisoner entrance on the right.
Okay.
If you
Hay una entrada de animales por el izquierdo. Y una entrada de prisioneros por el derecho. Por el lado izquierdo. Acá. Sí, correcto. Pero es que el problema es que siempre hay que pelear. Este es el robot de abajo.
Stand ready. Our foes are close.
No vieron.
Take your patience. I'm not ready.
Mejor entremos porque si nos quedamos afuera van a venir los robots. Ay, se me mató ahí al fondo.
malefactor ahead.
Your judgment has bounced! On the authority of the sovereign!
Have you ever noticed? There's firing down here.
I am loath to admit
Biomedical assistance.
Casi me mata.
Tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex.
Esa es la otra entrada, me imagino, la de los presos.
Fellows, our archivists in discrete warfare analysis have completed their audit of the Protectorate's combat effectiveness.
Un montón de gente ahí.
Praetor factors heavily in their findings.
Each part support his gate.
shall stand against them!
The oppression of their subject populace. Although
Seems the consul is not devoted to the idea of training future
Aquí al elevador.
substantial, their momentum
I could say I was surprised.
manufacturing remains robust. Their automechanical factories
Pasó que nos abre la puerta.
operating at 89.25% efficiency. Adequate to reinforce
That elevator
Prosecuting!
the factory.
Not possible.
Also involved
In due time, I'm unready.
augmenting combat armor for human combatants.
Taking cover!
Our presence on Praetor is limited at best. We operate a grounding station to powerful electrified atmospherics unique to this moon. Such irony. Our station
must get regained.
Praetor's capability, even for our foes. Those laypersons ever shower us with gratitude for not turning it against them?
Until next time, keep
Determined to facilitate cognition. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 melodies has become allergic to melodies.
Enemy spotted.
Inserting my strength.
With both eyes open.
Seems like
Death to the complicit!
a lot.
Sí, pega martillas.
Sharp enough. Hostile.
Lewis, step aside. Swine.
Acá hay una pared secreta. Hola, buenas noches, Oso, ¿qué tal? A la tumba del matriarca. No. No, no, no. Aquí jugando un ratito, aunque ya casi termino. Ya llevo las 2 horas, creo. Más de las 2 horas. que subir al elevador. Haciendo una misión de compañero.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can
Cerrajería 11.
find my way in.
Ah, ok, gracias.
The terminal's
Una
locked,
arma.
which is no surprise. See if you can find some method to bypass its passcode. I sense we close in on something central to my investigation. We simply must live to see it through. I sense we close
Ok, pero ¿qué hay que hacer?
central to my investigation. We simply must live to see it through.
Ah, ok.
Did you hear that? I think something they have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. I sense we close in on something central to my investigation.
No, siempre tiene bastante acción y diálogos. Ahorita le perdonamos la vida a un tipo que lo pudimos haber matado.
Consul Ferrer, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent.
Hay diferentes opciones de resolver algo. Siempre podemos usar la violencia, el diálogo.
10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. Oh, what in blazes?
Sí, el juego es muy bonito.
I cannot
Lo
believe
engañaron.
what I heard. I cannot. Actually, it wasn't. Perhaps at first, until I discerned her true intentions. My mentor hated the consul and was deeply devoted to the sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the consul into a trap.
That seems like a lot of work to go through just to flatten someone's head with one of those giant hammers.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. Don't twist in me, just because the situation looks dire. Wait.
Enemigos. ¿O qué pasó? Viene alguien. Es pistolero.
Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Pistolero y observador.
Are you insane?
Encuentra secretos en los escenarios y le estoy subiendo al hackeo y a la cerrajería.
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
It's logical. The Sentinels have all but taken over central control.
Todo lo quería traicionar a él.
Few arbiters still trained here.
I cannot deny that central control has changed, but...
Enough. This has been an unpleasant day, and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless and accosting a high...
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken.
Ahí está, vamos a ver si le podemos evitar la pelea.
Question would have been easier prior to our traveling together.
Ah, ludópata. Qué genial. Pero es que para que lo disfrutes juega un poquito bastante. Porque al inicio no le vas a hallar gusto. Tienes que adentrarte en su mundo para que veas la diferencia entre resolver dialogando, peleando, matando, las diferentes formas.
Hardly. She could not remind me of myself, for were I in her place, I would know better than to accost my
Como no tengo
superiors.
liderazgo ni persuasión.
I have been taught to uphold justice by any means necessary. The junior arbiter is wrongful. Her accusations are grave enough to be answered with violence. But I understand. I don't like thinking thus. It toes the line of traitorism. But the
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an arbiter
La salvamos.
walking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but
Correcto, tienes que ir
obviously to
conociendo
no
la
avail.
tripulación poco
I
a
may
poco.
not wish to judge him. I may not
Ya después vas viendo cuáles pones en tu
understand
equipo
what has come over him.
según la
It is
misión
of
o
no
la situación.
consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
Encontramos esa información. Como no tenemos liderazgo 11. Uy.
The ex-protectorate subject there had been mentally refreshed. Killing him would have accomplished nothing, despite his crimes, as he was merely a pawn to someone else.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty, and expect telling me so would soften my
¿Se está
decision
dando
to
cuenta
judge
ella
you?
que cometió un error? Porque encontramos la misión antes de... Encontramos la información antes de hacer esta misión.
Use your mind. Think about what I did.
Sí, correcto. La jugabilidad está full en el diálogo.
Is this moral? Is this right?
Aquí tenemos otro, el nivel de observación tan alto para seguir convenciéndolo a él de que no la mate.
But it is of no consequence. That is, I must... Architect's mercy. I'm just not sure.
Como no tengo persuasión, pero conseguí la información. Me parece que incluso la Inquisidora Suprema tuvo dificultades de hacer lo correcto. Sí, si no hubiera conseguido la información, sí o sí lo hubiéramos matado a la chica. Por eso que hay que investigar todo. Yo ni sabía que tenía la información para esta parte. No sé en qué momento la agarré. Ah, es el poli. No me ha caído notificación. Ahorita que termine voy a entrar a saludarlo. Ahí está, ¿ve? Me alegra que lo pudiéramos resolver. Nadie va a atacar a nadie, me complace.
So, what course of action do we take now?
I shall have a better idea of wisdom to impart once I've gotten to the bottom of everything. I fear you're not the only one reeling, Junior Arbiter.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still confused once everything calms, perhaps you might seek...
The dilemmas facing us are likely far more than two arbiters can decipher alone, unfortunately. But I suppose I'll keep that in mind. Glory to the Protectorate, Junior Arbiter.
Right.
Glory to the Protectorate. Sí, la toma de decisiones está muy trabajada. Evitamos que la matara Tristán. Razonamos con él. Mientras que Asa es lo contrario a Tristán. Asa es una sádica y le encanta la violencia.
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a
No,
little
eso
of
de...
myself as a lad. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal.
Hay que volver con
I
Virgil.
have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover Agreed. I'm not sure of his whereabouts since last we encountered. I'll send him a message. With luck.
Espera saber de Virgil. Hay que avanzar en la historia para que nos caiga la misión. Ya lo leí. Observación 4.
And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color.
Ocupamos cerrajería en 11 para tomar esa pistola. Y la cerrajería la tenemos en 8. Me falta mucho. Pero de aquí no podemos hacer viaje rápido, ¿verdad?
Low temperature emission is mostly infrared and not visible to us without proper instrumentation, which I need not.
No se puede, hay que salir manual. ¿Y dónde es la salida aquí? Ah, por acá. El problema es que nos van a matar estos. Mierda. Vámonos, vámonos, vámonos.
These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars?
Este es el atajo que encontramos.
I think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves. But if I must,
De la jugué en ese tiempo en Play 4,
it's
José.
because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or
En su
reddish
tiempo lo
light
jugué.
too, resulting in a non-green star. There is
Ese tiempo no
no
transmitía.
naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely packets of green.
Y me los mataron a los dos. Ah, no, ahí
Such a
están.
composition itself would constitute evidence for intelligent interference. No such evidence of any kind has ever been detected. Let's get back to Newton Odiscar,
Okay.
the famous stellar photographer. The methodology of the Odiscard's chromospectral survey.
Invaluable la gente desechable.
He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object
Aquí en la anti-choice, a seguir la historia y activar esa secundaria.
black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light from every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator
¿a dónde está la nave?
computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model,
Lo que no entiendo dónde está la
the
nave.
hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is a mere
Ah,
90%,
dice.
and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of
Okay.
reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth, neophytes, and as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility,
Pero ¿dónde hay
and
que ir?
exult in the knowledge that beige
Para acá.
is also
A la
the
nave.
color of your universe.
Ah, pero es que se llama de Nintendo.
You have tuned your receiver to grand
A eso ya no me meto.
We verify.
Es puro Nintendo.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
Pero es que no nos marca la misión.
Make your desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty with pinnacle vegetable expulsions.
You enjoyed our cast.
¿Dónde está?
Now try our
Aquí arriba.
expulsions from the Order of the Ascendant. Ever bear in mind, we are molecular machines, our bodies a tuft of
Pero igual ya lo vamos dejando por acá porque esto es iniciar otra misión. Entonces mejor salvemos. Ya llevamos 18 horas en el juego, tratando de hacer todo lo posible. El juego está bueno, pero como le digo, a la gente que no le gusta leer, el juego le va a aburrir a los 10-15 minutos. Más al inicio, que al inicio hay que leer bastante para poder entender. Pero la historia del juego está muy buena. Las opciones que da el diálogo para evitar peleas y todo eso también están muy buenas. Hay varias opciones para resolver una misión y esas opciones nos van a ir derivando a otras misiones que pudimos hacer o otras misiones que hemos perdido por cómo hemos actuado. Es bastante rejugable el juego. Están bastante bien. Entonces lo dejamos por aquí por hoy. Muchas gracias a todas las personas que vieron el directo. Gracias a Erzingot, Gary, Spectro, Josu. Se les agradece mucho por haber entrado un rato a socializar. Muchas gracias, Spectro. Tengan todos una muy buena noche y un buen fin de semana. Saludos, Josu, y saludos a todos. Bye.